Good morning. Hello, everyone. Happy Independence Day, 4th of July. Ali Benjamin here, and I am broadcasting our Growing Edge Live Sunday broadcast here in Lake Tahoe. And it is an amazing day. I trust and know that wherever you are, whatever you're up to, you're geared up for a fun-filled day with family or friends and I'd love to know where you are. And so post your comments in the chat. Let me know what freedom means to you. And let this be a conversation between all of us. Hi, Cindy. And so that we can share ideas. Hey, Michael. Share some ideas about what sets our hearts free, what sets our minds free, what sets us free physically, emotionally, spiritually, psychically, so that we can create an energy together that will be really inspiring and carrying us through for the next week. I know that many of you have mentioned to me that just having this Sunday gathering, this virtual gathering on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're watching this, having this little shot, this little hit of community and spiritual nuggets of truth have really helped you to feel inspired and supported as you move through your week. So I'm really glad that you're here today, that you're watching, whether you're live or watching the replay. I know many of you are off camping with doing things, activities for the 4th of July weekend. And for those of my English friends and family that we don't necessarily honor this same holiday the way my American family does, it's just another wonderful weekend for you. So happy day and happy Freedom Day. Yeah, thank you, Cindy. And I'd love to just know that wherever you are, freedom reigns. So where are you? What are you up to? Share some of your plans, your ideas about freedom, what freedom means to you. And most importantly, how do you get unstuck when you're not feeling free, when you're feeling stuck? What do you do in order to free yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually when you're feeling stuck, restricted? I'd love to hear from you. So we're going to get going, and here we go.
Free my mind, open my heart with the whispers of truth, to live a conscious life, to live a conscious life on the growing edge, on the growing edge.
Good morning, I'm Ali Benjamin, and I'm broadcasting the Growing Edge Live Sunday broadcast from Tahoe in Nevada. And I'm really excited to be here with my family and to celebrate today, this morning, the next 20 minutes or so with you, wherever you are, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay. Happy Independence Day. Happy day to you. And my title for today's contemplation is The Art of Liberation. The Art of Liberation. So let's do a little centering, a meditation. Take some time this morning to kind of clear out the clutter of the mind and bring ourselves into a deep sense of presence in the now moment. So closing the outer eyes and moving within, and taking that 18-inch journey from the busyness of the head down, 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 down into the heart center. Just imagine this beautiful heart center, this spiritual center, the core, the seat of the soul, some call it, and occupy that space, the expansiveness of who and what you really are, beyond the physical, beyond the mental and emotional dimensions of your being, and this broader, freer dimension of your being. that includes all time and space, that includes all emotions, that it is beyond all of that. Some call this God, universal presence, pure consciousness, unlimited potentiality. So get a sense of you and your edges, your physical edges kind of blur when you're in this frame of mind, beyond the local mind, and into what the mystics call the divine mind. And let us come together in that place where we honor each other, in that place of namaste. When I'm in that place of unlimited potential, and you're in that place of unlimited potential, we meet and we honor one another in the wholeness, in the oneness, in our divinity. The divinity in me honors and sees and bows to the divinity in you. And when we're in that place in the heart, we're one. So let's breathe that in, that oneness, that wholeness, that sense of interconnectedness, interrelatedness, interdependence, where we know that we each individually have an impact on the whole, that what we're thinking and feeling and experiencing influences everything we do, everyone we meet. And so in that sense, it's our responsibility to activate and bring forth our divine qualities of unconditional love, of absolute creativity, abundance, contentment, joy. This is moving to the upper room, so to speak, moving to the higher dimension of who we are in truth, what we are in truth. And when we're identified with our broader identity, we then know how to serve or to act or to interact with humanity from that greater awareness, from that divine mind, from our sovereignty, from who we really are. And when we're in that place, we truly are a presence and a vehicle and a consciousness for peace and freedom. Breathe that in and let that settle. Let that expand and let that free into the world through you, through me, through us, as we create a synergy here today, an energy that is greater than the sum of its parts. So gently open the eyes and be fully present. And again, so good to be here today and to know that together we can make a difference. Together we can expand the consciousness of freedom and liberation and what that means for humanity as we become unbound by our conditioning, unbound by our by what's limited us from the past, how the past and all of those well-meaning people that have helped shape and form us have maybe kept us stuck in ways of being, in ways of thinking, in ways of doing that have limited us from really unleashing our true potential of being a free-willed abundant, creative, joyful being on this planet. This is our birthright, and this is what we're born to be. We're born to be free, and it's only our mind that keeps us locked in the idea that we need to dim our light, that we need to conform to society's ideas of what's right and what's wrong, of who we're supposed to be. That's just a bunch of BS. It's belief systems, and we've been spoon-fed these belief systems, and we've unwittingly believed that we're less than we are. We, each of us, are unlimited, free, abundant, creative beings. That's the art of liberation. It's absolutely knowing that and then acting from that consciousness, acting from that place of absolute knowing our God self. So, I'm so glad that you're here today, and peace and blessings on whatever you're up to today. And I know that what we share here today will absolutely influence how you bring the spirit of true freedom and liberation into your family, into your friends' celebration, whatever you're up to today. And I'd love it if you would post comments about how you work with this notion of freedom, of who you really are, of being unlimited and able to transcend anything that has kept you stuck. So why do we continue to feel so constricted, restricted in our lives? Why don't we tap into our unlimited nature? Why don't we tap into our abundance and our pure potentiality? And I think it's because we're scared. We're scared to really embrace the enormity and the dimension, the rich, unbounded dimension to who and what we really are. I don't understand really why we cling to the fears and cling to old belief systems that keep us perpetuating unhealthy cycles and have us thinking that we're bound by our relationships, that if we hold on to our fears and our resentments and our opinions and our criticisms, that somehow that will do any good for us. It won't. I've been in many conversations this week with loved ones that have an idea and a notion that holding on to resentment, holding on to unforgiveness is somehow going to benefit them. It isn't. When we're holding on to things that, and we all know this, when we're thinking thoughts, or we're holding on to belief systems or judgments or harsh opinions that we have, and we feel it, we can feel in our bodies. We know what bad feels like. We know what uncomfortable feels like. All of us do. Good feels good, bad feels good, bad. So when we're feeling bad, when we've got pressure in our head, when our heart is constricted, when we're feeling like we can't speak up, when we're feeling overly influenced by someone else, by a family member, by a fear of making a choice to do something that we know that we really want to do, but we're fearful, we're holding on. When we do that, we know that it doesn't feel good. So we have to sort of break the habit of clinging to these uncomfortable old ways of formulating our ideas about how to have a better life. And we have to let those go. We have to untangle ourselves, and we have to remember that we're free. We're free. We don't have to bring the past into the now. That we don't have to let the past dictate how we experience or how we create our future. The past is over. We get to bring forward all of the things that the past maybe offered us in forms of how we've grown, what we've learned, but we don't have to drag the past into our creative process. So the art of liberation is having a full understanding that we, unbound from the past, unbound by our anxiety about the future, but we, in the moment, each of us, are absolutely creative, that we are creative beings. Michael just typed in the word stretch, that we can start thinking radical, evolutionary thoughts that create harmony. That's the acronym for stretch, that we can stretch, we can become part of our own evolution, part of humanity's evolution, because what's going on here, what we're thinking in regards to evolutionary thoughts, moving forward, creating a better life for ourselves, creating more peace on earth, we are responsible, and we can start thinking. This is our superpower, our mind. We can link to our thinking. Our heart can link to our thoughts. It's called congruence. It's when our heart and our mind and our thoughts and our actions and emotions are on the very leading edge of our own evolution. So we start thinking radical evolutionary new thoughts, and we start to think, what can I do to release this unhealthy attachment to thinking about my loved one that's miserable, or thinking about that loved one that's always negative, or thinking about my friend that whenever I'm with her or him, I always seem to be pulled down into the drama. How can I transcend that? How can I liberate myself, remain friends, remain in a peaceful, happy relationship with them, but not get sucked in, not get pulled down? And it's by stretching. It's thinking beyond. It's thinking radical, new. Radical means new, leading edge, stretching yourself to think beyond your old paradigm. It's going to be hard there. You're going to bump up against your growing edge. It's going to be difficult. Life's going to push you to stretch. It's going to push you to think a new thought. Something that's going to propel you into your better yet to be, into your truest self. And when you're doing that, it can be scary, but do it afraid. Start thinking radical evolutionary thoughts that create happiness, harmony. That's why we're here. We're not here to moan and groan about who did what and why, and how you're going to hold on to resentments, and how you're not willing to change your point of view because your point of view's wrong or right. That's BS. Your point of view is nothing but an opinion. And you know what they say about opinions, everyone's got one. And sometimes those opinions can cause great harm and struggle. So drop the opinions, be fresh and new, and start thinking for yourself. Start thinking in the terms of freedom. Start thinking in the terms of being free, free of the past, free of your pain. So maybe there's someone that you're ready to forgive. Maybe there's someone that you're ready to change the dynamic. Maybe there's someone you've got to release. Maybe that's someone that always brings you down, that brings you into that negative place. Maybe you've outgrown. Maybe you've outstretched them. Maybe there's no going back, and there's simply a love note that needs to be written saying, thank you. I need to move on for now. Let's pick this up at a later date. But I need to start a new, fresh canvas, a new fresh life. I have new tools to create beauty in my life, and I'm going to commit to that, commit to creating beauty in my life. So that's my art of liberation. You've got the skills, you've got a mind, you can start thinking radical evolutionary thoughts and create harmony, create heaven on earth for yourself. And it begins with you, and it begins with knowing who you really are. You are a radical change maker. You are an evolutionary, a revolutionary, and you're here to bring peace on earth. Freedom reigns. You're a sovereign being. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. You have the ability to create a life of joy and happiness and passion and intimacy and everything that you want. You've got it within you. I'm here for you. Our Satya team's here for you. If you need help, please outreach to us. If this message has helped you, support our ministry with your financial donations. You can go to Venmo to Satya Center, SatyaCenter, and support us that way, or our website, growingedgelive.com. So thank you so much. Peace and blessings. And let's do an activation together, closing the outer eyes, tuning in and just activating, like turning on that switch, watching that fire ignite within you that says, I'm fresh, I'm new, I'm here on the very evolutionary edge of my own becoming, and I'm going to resist sinking back into the past, into hurts, into opinions, into belief systems that don't serve me. And I'm here for my own joy, for my own peace and harmony. And I'm going to be a way shower. I'm going to be a trailblazer, and I'm going to do it afraid, and I'm going to go for it. I'm doing it now. It's feeling good. I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling the growing edge. I'm letting go of those uncomfortable feelings. I'm cutting the ties, and I'm feeling closer to my heart, to my soul, and I'm letting myself be unleashed in the wonderland and the beauty of what's coming. I am free. We are free. And I know this for all beings. Let peace prevail, let love prevail, and let's send a blessing out to all beings, knowing that there's this spark, this love wave, this peace wave, this freedom wave that's flowing and growing, this tsunami of absolute liberation throughout humanity, throughout the world. Feel it, be it, know it. Embrace it, unleash it through everything you think, say, and do. Peace and blessings, lots of love to you. Mwah. Powerful prayers. If you want our love, our help, our support, DM us. Lots of love. Happy Independence Day. Bye-bye.